Good morning all. It is 7:30 on Sunday morning. Who's up and at it? Probably not you, unless you are competing and or training today. I'm up, got so much work to do. Had a bad day at the physio yesterday, knees a complete disaster. So I've known for a little while actually that I'm not allowed to train for quite some time. We're icing and resting at the moment. It's not fun. So decided to put my money where my mouth is, and I've decided to learn French. Always banging on about maths not being like sciences in terms of the way that we learn it. Maths is always compared and put next to science. Maths and science go in this box, yeah, whatever. Actually, the way in which you learn mathematics is nothing like the way in which you would learn science. Learning mathematics is more like learning to play a musical instrument. It's more like learning a martial art, and it's more like learning a language in terms of it's a sequence of repetitive skills. You have to repeat in order to become proficient at a whole bunch of skills. And that just gets lost. It gets lost in this kind of maths is a mystery, it's difficult, some people are good at it, some people are not. What a load of rubbish. The people who are good at it are the people who practice the most, just like anything else. Sport, music, languages. So, like I said, money where mouth is. I've decided I'm learning French because I have no training to do and I'm bored. So I had a few lessons, had a few one-to-ones, and it's not going especially well. It's difficult. It's not something I'm particularly good at. Hated French at school, took German instead. But now we're tackling French, and I learned a big lesson yesterday, which might be useful to you guys. I had a test. I was supposed to learn 128 words. They were verbs that have been conjugated. Go look it up. Don't ask me to explain. I needed to learn 128 of them in a week. That's quite a lot, I thought. So I went away and learned them. Spent nearly 20 hours of learning. That is a lot. I'm not talking about standing by the water cooler chatting kind of hours. I'm talking real hours. Actual solid learning hours. Anyway, I went yesterday to take this test and I did really badly because I hadn't understood the format of the test. So whilst I'd done a lot of prep, whilst I'd learned the words, I thought I was going to be given the English and asked for the French, which I could do. But I wasn't. I was just given one French word and I was expected to smash out the next 8 French words in a particular order. Couldn't do that. So by next week I will be able to do that. I think what I'm trying to say is when you don't understand the test, when you don't understand how the exam or how the competition is going to be, you can't prepare for it properly. It doesn't matter how much time you put in, or even how good the effort is and how high quality the practice sessions are. If you don't know what the end result, the competition day looks like, you're snookered, you're knackered. What are you doing it for? So I'd not properly defined or checked out what the test would be like. I hadn't asked specifically how is this going to be tested, yada yada, which I really should know better by now. But I was applying this to French, not maths, and not sport, things that I'm used to. So French, not used to, didn't do it. So what I'm saying is, it's no good working on maths, doing maths questions. You need to be doing realistic exam practice questions if you are in year 11. And there's an argument for starting that in year 10 as well. But specifically for year 11s, it's vitally important that you do realistic exam practice questions. Every single question that Wicked Maths has written and Wicked Maths will ever write is a realistic GCSE exam question and or A-level question, in fairness now. So we have to know always what that goal is, what that ultimate competition looks like, what that final test looks like. Otherwise you cannot plan and prepare for it, and you cannot work towards it in a meaningful way, as I learned painfully yesterday. It was a bad session. It was not comfortable. Let me tell you, it was a bad day, a really bad day for me, particularly as I have all these skills and I know all these things, so I really ought to have applied it. But it just goes to show that you can have lots of experience in sport, in music, in mathematics, and still not apply it, and still then not take those skills with you into other things like learning a language. So, really long way of saying I sucked yesterday. I sucked yesterday because I didn't know what the exam or the test or the competition day was going to look like, and therefore I was unable to break it down in a meaningful way to let me learn throughout the week. This week, I know exactly what the test is going to be like on Friday when I take the next one. So I've restructured my learning for the next few days, and I know exactly how I'm going to practice, so that hopefully this time next week I'll be telling you a different story. As ever, if only I could take my own advice. Plan ahead, get ahead, stay ahead, but for goodness sake, check out what the test is going to be like first. Do it now. See ya.